What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be working on this 2007 BMW 328i. It has damage on the left hand side, on the driver's side, and I'm gonna see if I'm able to fix it. I'm gonna start off with the suspension, and then I'm gonna replace the doors and the fender's damaged as well. And I'm also gonna do the airbags because some of the airbags deployed, but I already have it on the lift, so I'm gonna take advantage and remove whatever I can. I'm gonna probably replace the whole suspension on the left hand side. It's gonna be used from another BMW that I had, and I parted out, so I saved some of the stuff. So I'm gonna start off with the suspension. Okay, so I'm gonna take the wheel off, and then I'm gonna start removing everything. The only thing I'm gonna leave is most likely the caliper, and the rest of the stuff I'm gonna replace. The caliper and the rotor, because I had just replaced the rotor and the brake pads, but everything else I'm gonna replace. Okay, so there is definitely something bent over here because looks like the wheel was rubbing. So you could see right there, and also you can't tell on the video, but on the car, like looking at it, it looks like there's excessive camber. So I'm gonna remove the shock absorber, and most likely I'm gonna replace this trailing arm. I think it's called a trailing arm. And then so I'm gonna replace this trailing arm and also the lower control arm. So I'm gonna replace probably those two, and maybe the hub. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably replace it because the car got hit on this side, so might as well replace the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna start unbolting the shock absorber, and you can see right here how it moved from the impact. See, there's marks where it was before and how much it moved. So I'm gonna remove the shock absorber, and I'm gonna replace the shock absorber. Okay, so I removed the wheel. The rotor, the caliper, the sway bar link. Now I'm gonna remove the tie rod end. I'm gonna replace this trailing arm and the lower control arm. So I'm gonna pretty much remove this, the shock absorber, this, and then the whole hub assembly, and I'm just gonna replace the whole thing. I have another one. It's like all together, so I'm just gonna take this off and put the other one on, and I'm gonna drive the car and see how it feels. Okay, so this is the old one. This is the one I'm gonna be using. I gotta remove a couple of things from this one, like the caliper, the rotor, the tie rod. I'm gonna keep the tie rod just in case this one's bent. The sway bar link. So I'm gonna get it ready, and I'll be installing it on the car, and that should take care of the suspension. Okay, so I already installed the other parts. The trailing arm, the lower control arm, the shock absorber. They're used, but they were working fine on the other car. The hub with the bearing. See, there's no play, there's no noises, so it should be fine. So I'm gonna finish bolting everything on, and once I'm done with this, I'm gonna start working on the body. Okay, so I'm done with the suspension. I'm gonna remove the fender. You can see the damage on the fender and the doors. The drivers, it's pretty bad. It won't even open. And the airbags, they're deployed on the seat, the steering wheel, and the door on the back. The door on the back, it opens, but you can see the airbags deployed. There's some damage on the quarter panel right here. On the back, it looks fine. I have a motor next to it, so the back it's all right. Just this section right here, I gotta string it up. The door, definitely, even though it opens, I'm not gonna be able to use it. So I already got two doors. Here's one of them. This is the one for the back. I'm gonna be using this one. I'm gonna have to paint it, and I have a seat right here. I covered it because I don't want to mess it up. but this seat is pretty decent. It's faded a little bit on this side, but the rest of the seat it's pretty good. I don't know if the seat belts are gonna work. I got another set of seat belts, and this I wanted to keep them. They're pretty dirty. I don't think I'm gonna use them, but I kept them just in case. So here's the seat belt. I know that one was working, so I should be fine. And like I said, the seat is pretty dirty, but there's no rips, no tears, so it should be a good replacement. So I'm gonna start by removing the doors. I don't know how I'm gonna I don't know how I'm gonna remove this door because it doesn't open, but I think I'm just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna cut it through where the latch is, and the one on the back I'm able to remove it, so I'm gonna remove the one on the back first, and then I'll move on to the drivers. This right here, I'm gonna be reusing it because it's not damaged, and for the other door I don't think I have a mirror, so I'm gonna reuse this one. And the fender, I have a fender. It's white. I'm gonna have to paint the fender, the doors, but at least they're in good condition. So let's start by removing the doors. Okay, so we can see how the door moved on the hinges, and this one's bent. So I'm gonna remove the bolts. This one has a screw right here, a bolt. I'm gonna unbolt it, and I'm gonna take the door off and see the rest of the damage. Okay, so this door hinge looks fine. This one's bent. So you can see how it's all bent. So I'm gonna fix this one. I was gonna cut it and weld another one on. I might do that or fix it. Might be able to fix it. And this is how the door looks. So definitely I'm not able to use the door. I'm gonna use some of the accessories like the window and switches and door panel. But door itself, it's trashed. So now this one doesn't open, so now I'm gonna try to remove the driver, the front driver door, and see how that goes. Most likely I'm just gonna probably cut it through here and see if I'm able to release it from the latch. If not, I'm just gonna cut it and see how, I guess cut it and take it off in pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this tool to cut it right here and see if I'm able to open the door, because I try unlocking it, I try from the inside and it doesn't work. So I'm gonna stick with plan A, which is cutting it, and see if I'm able to open it. Okay, so I cut a small section first, was this piece on the bottom, and I wasn't able to open it, and then I cut a bigger section, and I'm still not able to open it. I guess the latch is probably broken from the inside. So what I'm gonna do now is break the latch and break the plastic, open it up, and see if I'm able to pop it open. So that's what I'm gonna do right now and see how it goes. Okay, so I couldn't open the door, so I destroyed the latch. As you guys can see, it's completely destroyed. And come to find out that it wasn't the latch, that it's actually the door. I guess it's jammed down there. So that's why, see the latch is not holding it, it's somewhere down there. That's why it doesn't open. So I'm just gonna pull it open. I'm gonna use some bars and try to pry it open and remove the door and get it ready for the other door. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the fender first so I can get to the door. So I already took some of the bolts off on the top and on the back. I'm just gonna do the ones on the front and I should be able to take it off. Okay, so I got the fender off. Now I'm gonna start removing the bolts from the hinges, and I'm gonna try to pull the door. I'm gonna try to pull it out because it doesn't open. So I'm gonna try to open it from the other side, from the front, and see how it goes. Okay, so I removed the bolts on this side, and I was finally able to open the door. Yeah, I'm able to open the door now. So I'm gonna remove the rest of the bolts and check the frame. Hopefully it's not bent, and get it ready for the other doors. Okay, so I got the driver's door off. That's the driver's. That's the passenger. I'm gonna remove the panel. I don't know if I'm gonna be using the panel or not, but I'm gonna remove it just in case. I was gonna start putting the other doors on, but there's damage over here. See, it's bent pretty bad. So if I install the other door, I don't think it's gonna close because of this. And this right here is pushed in as well. You can see some damage right there. So it's not straight. The one on top it's straight, but the one on the bottom it's pushed in. So I gotta fix that. And this right here, this has some damage as well. So I'm gonna have to pull that out. This one's pretty bad. It's actually, I'm gonna have to push it out and then weld it back on, because it's it's pretty bad, the damage. And this right here, that one I'm gonna have to push it out as well. So what I did, I bought a stud welder. So I'm gonna be welding the studs. Here's the studs right here. I'm gonna weld a couple of them, and I'm gonna use the slide hammer to pull them out. Another thing I'm gonna do before I fix this, I'm gonna remove the seat, because this one, the airbag deployed. Like I said before, I have another one sitting over there. And I also have to remove the airbag from the steering wheel, because that one deployed as well. So I'm gonna be taking those two off right now. And also this, I'm gonna replace these airbags as well. So I'm gonna remove the seat, the airbag on the steering wheel, and then I'll come back to this right here. So let me take the seat off and the steering wheel. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove the airbag. So this one was already disconnected. I disconnected it. So I'm just gonna remove this one, and I'm gonna replace it with this other one right here. So I'm gonna connect this one back on. Okay, so I finished installing the airbag. I also cleaned the inside of the car. Just vacuumed it a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer and clean to work. This is the seat I'm gonna be using. It's ready. That's the old one. The next step is gonna be removing this airbag, the side impact airbag. I'm gonna take that off. I mean, it's not a big deal to take it off. It is a little bit of a process. I gotta clean that, because I guess the guy on the tow truck, when he towed the car, he got that dirty, and he got this other side dirty. So I'm gonna try to clean that up. This right here is the old side impact airbag. This is the one I'm gonna be installing. You guys can see the difference. Only difference is that this one's not deployed. It's not a big deal. You just gotta remove that piece and the one on the back. Let me show you guys. So that one has to be removed, and this one you just bring it down just a little bit, and I'm gonna try to push it back right now when I'm done. So I'm gonna be installing this airbag and put everything back together, then install the seat, and hopefully everything works. Okay, so I'm done installing the airbags. So this is how it looks. That's the steering wheel. And this is the other one. I thought it was gonna look worse, but it looks pretty good actually. I cleaned that piece right there. It was pretty dirty. And I put everything back together. It looks pretty good. I'm happy. I gotta clean this one right here because that one's dirty. So I'm gonna clean that right now. Um, for now, I'm gonna start working on the. I'm gonna put the seat back on, and I'm gonna start working on the doors. Okay, so this is the progress so far. I already put the door on. I was working on the sheet metal over here. I gotta fix that, and then this one right here, I had to like mess with that. I already installed the door. I had to put shims because I was getting a big gap right here. There was a big gap right here, and now there's almost no gap. Before it was like that. So you put shims on the doors, and like you put the shims, they go like in between the door, and that fixes the gap issue. Now I was trying to clear the airbag coats, but the seat belts, they were pulled back. These are the old ones, and you can see how they're pulled back. So they have like this kind of mechanism that when the airbags deploy, they get pulled back, and you can't reuse them anymore because you get a airbag warning light. Now the one on this seat, I mean the seat is nice. It's reusable. This is from another BMW. The airbags didn't deploy on it. But the problem on this one is the seat belt. It got pulled in as well, so I'm not gonna be able to use that seat belt. I'm gonna have to remove the seat and remove the seat belt and find another seat belt that I'm able to use. So I'm gonna finish working on this right now, and I'm gonna install the door, the rear door. I'm gonna paint the doors on the car. The fender, I'm not gonna paint it on the car. I'm gonna paint it outside of the car, and then once it's dry, I'm gonna install it. So I'm almost done pretty much. I just gotta get the doors ready and paint the fender, install it, and paint the doors. So I'm gonna be painting them before I install the fender. Okay, so I decided to buy two doors, the front and the rear. I already installed the rear. I got in black. This is the other one I was gonna use, but instead I just decided to get two black ones. There's the other one on the table. So I'm gonna get the one on the front ready. I already installed this one. I already lined it up. It's not perfect, but it lined up pretty decent. I still gotta fix that dent on the bottom, but for now I just wanna take care of the doors. I just wanna install both of them. It opens and closes pretty good. So it opens and closes. So I'm gonna work on the front one for now, and once I get it done, I'm gonna install the fender and then see how it looks. Okay, so this is the progress so far. I already installed both doors. They actually open and close no problem, both of them. I was working on the front door, and because there's a gap right here, but I noticed that the seal, it's lining up where it's supposed to all around. So I came to the conclusion that the problem is not the front door, but the rear. So I gotta readjust the rear door because the seal, it's like, it doesn't line up properly. It doesn't sit properly. It's like bent. So I gotta fix that. And then there's also a little bit of a gap on the rear door. So I'm gonna see if by putting the spacer on the front fixes that. I mean, the doors, they're not the best, but I'm gonna probably paint them. So I'm not concerned how they look. My only concern right now is to line them up properly. So I'm gonna put the spacer, and I'm gonna see if I'm able to adjust the rear door. I'm not gonna mess with the front door anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put the fender back on and see how it lines up. If everything lines up with the fender, I'm just gonna leave the front door the way it is and adjust the rear. If not, I'm gonna have to play with both doors. But let me put the spacer and see if that fixes the gap. Okay, so I fixed the gap. It's almost even. I didn't want to go. I could put more shims and stick the rear door out a little bit more, but I didn't want to do it because it's gonna stick out more than the front door. but overall it looks pretty good. I also adjusted the rear a little bit more, but let me show you guys how it looks on the other side. Let me go to the other side of the car. So this is how it looks on the other side, and it pretty much looks the same as the one that I adjusted. Let's go back to it again. So see, that's how it looks. So overall it looks pretty good. It opens and closes no problem. So I'm just gonna put the fender on now and fix that dent, and I should be done with the car. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the car. I just gotta fix that dent. I'm gonna try to take care of it right now, but the rest, I already installed the fender, and I finished installing the doors and adjusting them. I did the best I could. I'm not a body man, so I did the best I could, but I'm pretty much done. All I gotta do, like I said, is just fix that little dent, and maybe later on I'll take it to a body shop to get it painted and the doors readjusted. Maybe later on I'll take it to a body shop and get it painted. But for this video, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys like the video.